Hi everyone, this is Mr. H with Teacher Pete. Today we're going to discuss using arrays to solve multiplication problems. Let's get started. All you're going to need is a pencil and a piece of paper to participate. In a previous lesson we discussed using repeated addition and equal groups to illustrate and model multiplication problems. Today we're just going to talk about a different strategy to show the same type of multiplication problems. That strategy is called an array. Let's review equal groups with a real-world situation problem before we move on to our new concept, arrays. My three friends and I were at a baseball game. We were all really hungry, so I decided to get each one of us 3 hot dogs. When I got to the front of the concession stand, I thought about how many hot dogs I had to order in all. So let's think. How many people are ordering hot dogs? I have my 3 friends plus myself. So that's 4 people. Each person ordered 3 hot dogs. So our multiplication problem is going to be 4 times 3 equals, product is unknown. Go ahead and write that problem at the top of your paper, leaving a blank for the unknown. People are going to represent our number of groups. So we have 4 groups. On your paper, go ahead and draw 4 groups using large circles. Each of those 4 people ordered 3 hot dogs. So the hot dogs are going to be the size of our groups. So on your paper, go ahead and draw 3 small circles inside of the 4 circles that we already have drawn. Yours should look something like this. Now we can count by 3s 4 times. Let's do that together. 3, 6, 9, 12. So we ordered 12 hot dogs all together. We can use the same concepts with a different strategy and a model called an array. An array uses equal rows and columns of pictures or shapes to illustrate a multiplication problem. Each row in an array represents a group. Now, number of items in each row represents the size of the groups. So let's think back to our original problem. There are 4 people, which will be our groups in our array, and that will be our rows. Each person wanted 3 hot dogs, so the 3 again will be our size of our groups, which will be the number of items in each row. Now the key to a good array is having nice, neat rows and columns that were all lined up. So let's start by drawing our first row. On your piece of paper, draw a row of 3 circles. Remember that a row goes across horizontally. Your first row should look something like this. Now we have shown one row, or group. Since there are 4 people, we need to have 4 rows just like the one we just drew. Let's add our second row directly below the first. Now we have 2 rows. Notice how my rows and columns are directly lined up with each other. Go ahead and finish your array by adding the last 2 rows. Since we know that there are 3 circles in each row, we know that we can count each row by 3s, just as we did when we counted our equal groups. So let's start with the first row and count on by 3s together. As we count each row, write the number that we counted by next to that row. 3, 6, 9, 12. Very good. Our array shows 4 rows of 3 equal 12, or 4 times 3 equals 12. So now that we've modeled our problem with an array, we've shown our equation, 4 times 3 equals 12. Now all we need is a complete sentence to answer our question. To do that, let's revisit our question. If my 3 friends plus myself each ordered 3 hot dogs, how many hot dogs did we order in all? Our answer can read, I will order 12 hot dogs in all. Alright, now that we've practiced using an array together, why don't you try one on your own and end with a homework problem. On the other side of your paper, draw an array to model the multiplication 5 times 4 equals unknown. Use our first factor, 5, as the number of rows. You figure out how many items go in each row, and then you work on finding the product of 5 times 4. Thanks for joining Teacher Pete for our lesson on arrays. I hope you found it useful and entertaining. Please join us for other lessons, including our video with practice problems, and see if you got your homework problem correct. Plus, remember to hit that like button and subscribe.